All right, y'all. Welcome back to Dasha Speaks Truth. Um, so I'm not sure how this person may or may not tie into the organized crime against me. Not sure exactly how. Zoo, you got to get out of here, son. Okay, you're gonna have to get out. Not sure exactly how she may or may not tie into, I'm gonna have to move that soon. The inheritance scheme or scam against me that involves this inheritance that was left to me by somebody that I don't know. Or maybe I did know when I was younger, or they knew me when I was younger. Somebody in my real family, maybe. I don't know who it was. All I know is I haven't been told about it. I haven't been given whatever was supposed to be given to me. And I know that there are a lot of people involved in that. It has been going on since I was a child, because I was taken from my real parents. So I had a dream. It was last week, and it's been in my spirit these past couple days, and I didn't know exactly what they wanted me to say about this person, but I got that I just need to expose the experience I had with this person. So her name is Antanesha Dallas. She spells her name A-N, just how it sounds, T-A-N-E-S-H-A, Dallas, like Dallas, Texas. All right. She is from New York. And I met her because this is her Instagram. Now, I had to go find her. I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but her username on Instagram is its_Dallas 89. All right, this is what the picture looks like. I don't know if y'all can maybe trying to get a good where y'all can see it a little better right there, but this is her. Okay, and I screenshotted it because they told me to. All right, but I had a dream about her. Now, mind you, I haven't talked to her, seen her, or anything since. It had to be she was down here in Lumberton, North Carolina. Now let me go back a little bit. I met her through Crystal Ann Brown and Julia Rich. Now Julia Rich, we call her Judy. She was living in Parkview Terrace for a long time. Parkview Terrace Apartments in Lumberton, North Carolina. And it had to be either 2012 or 2013 when she came down here. All I got from them, Antanesha Dallas, we called her Nisha. She came down here, and she was living with Julia Rich and Crystal Brown in Parkview Terrace Apartments when they were living in Parkview Terrace Apartments. Okay, she stayed with them for a couple months. Now, the way that they linked up based off of what they said back then was that Julia Rich knew Antanesha Dallas, her daddy, who was supposed to be a man named Anthony. I don't know if his last name was Dallas, but who was supposed to be a man named Anthony. He was dating some girl, and I don't know the girl's name. But I don't know if Anthony's last name is Dallas or not. But when y'all bring them into questioning, y'all can find out how that all went down. So the story that they told me was that she didn't have nowhere to stay, and Judy knew Anthony, and Anthony asked her could she come and live with her. She had her son Ezekiel with her. Ezekiel then, he probably was about 2 or 3 years old, something like that. He was very young then. But anyway, this was when I was hanging out a lot with Crystal and Brown. And like we used to spend time together every day. And that's how I met Antanesha Dallas, through Crystal and Brown. Because she was down from New York living with them because she didn't have nowhere to go based off what they were saying, from New York. I don't know what part of New York. I'm not sure if she's from the Bronx or what part of New York she's from. But the Bronx just hit my spirit, so the Bronx is probably significant. But she's from New York. All right. Now, me and Nisha, we got close. You know, we became friends and things like that. So she was living with Judy, and Crystal Brown. Crystal and her mama. She was living with them for a little while. And then she applied for her own apartment. And then she had an apartment down here in Holly Ridge. I can't remember the apartment number. I don't know if it was K or J. I don't know, but y'all can get those records and find out what apartment she lived in when she was there. It was either 2012 or 2013. I'm not sure exactly which year, but it was 2012 or 2013. She was not in the apartment for that long. She was only in the apartment maybe for about 3 or 4 months, if that long. Okay? And she, while she was here, like when she got her apartment and stuff like that. What's up, Zoo? I just fed you. Okay, well, hold on. Get out and hold on. Because you wasting everything that I give you and you still over here talking about some hungry. How are you hungry if you steady wasting stuff? If you, a person that's hungry is going to eat what they are given. I done gave you chicken. I done gave you oatmeal. Okay? So, and you the only person that's done ate this damn morning. I ain't even ate nothing. You done had chicken and oatmeal. Anyway, just fucked up my whole goddamn download. When she got her apartment, she didn't have no furniture and stuff like that. And so I had some furniture that I wasn't using. And I let her get it. I think it was living room suite and the bed. All right. And then after a couple months, I found out that she was going back to New York. And it was like a all of a sudden going back to New York thing. Okay. Now, mind you, she had sexual relations with my fake brother, Davin Brown, while she was here. Her and Crystal was cool at one point, and then they started like not being cool, so they weren't really hanging out as much as me and her. But I was, we hung out about every day when she was here, because when she was here I would ride her around and take her places where she needed to go and things of that nature. All right. And so she had all of a sudden left. All right. And when she left, now they let me know what she did with my furniture. This is the story that she told me. She told me that she had let somebody else borrow it and that he wouldn't give it back. But really, she sold my furniture, all my beds, because I gave her my whole house. I gave her the beds. I gave her the couches. I gave her everything that I had, that I was waiting, to find me something till, I found me somewhere to stay on my own. Because at this time, I was living with, I think I was living with my fake-ass mama, Daphne Brown. But I was just like, all right, you can borrow my stuff until, you know, I get me something. And, you know, in the meantime, you can be working on getting you something. All right. But what she did was she sold all my furniture. She sold my beds. She sold my couches. She sold everything to get money to help her get back to New York. And then when I had talked to her, she made up this dumbass lie talking about the dude that she let borrow it, which, thinking back in retrospect, why you want to let somebody borrow something that's not yours? Really, she sold everything so she could get back to New York. So she gets back to New York after this day. After I talked to her, I was like, where my shit at? And she was like, she was trying to get the dude to give it back to her. He wasn't answering the phone. Whole time she was lying. It was all a part of their plot and plan. I think that, and what my spirit is, you know, because I've been dreaming about a lot of people who have plotted against me here lately. They've been showing them to me in my dreams. And she popped up out of nowhere. And I'm like, why the fuck am I having a dream about her? And then when I woke up, I went and searched her on the internet. And I found out, you know, she's a teacher or something now at a school somewhere in New York. But y'all can check out her page and all her stuff and see what's going on. But like I said, I'm not exactly sure how she ties into the inheritance scheme. I do believe that her coming down here was a part of the organized crime. I do believe that her selling my furniture was a part of the organized crime. I'm not sure if identity documents were stolen by her from me, because I don't have any physical proof, but because it's coming through spiritually, it's possible. 100% possible. But I've just been instructed to bring her up and to let y'all know that y'all need to look into her trip from New York to North Carolina and from North Carolina to New York. See who Anthony, I don't know his last name, how he ties into the organized crime. And see how she ties into the organized crime and the inheritance scheme and my stealing my identity scheme. Y'all need to look into Antanesha Dallas, who is from New York, some part of New York. New York has come up quite a bit in my downloads, so I know that there is something going on in New York. I don't know if that's where my inheritance was left. I don't know if it was left in another country. I don't know, because no one has informed me about my inheritance. No one has informed me about anything that was left to me that was supposed to be given to me. No one has given me any of my money, any of my property. Anything that was left to me has not been given to me. I have not been informed. So I don't know exactly how Antanesha Dallas plays into this organized crime scheme, or the inheritance scheme. But because she popped up in my dream, and I ain't thought about her since she left, and that was in 2000, it was 12 or 13, it might have been 13, but it was 12 or 13. Y'all need to look into it and look into her. I don't know if y'all already have her on the radar, but y'all need to look into her. Also, I did look up, I'm not sure if I already, by the time y'all see this video, if I already told y'all about the lady, Jasmine Ellis at the Robeson County Department of Social Services, who works within the CIP program. There was someone that called her from a New York phone number while we were in, while she was taking my application. So I know that there's something going on in New York. I don't know what's going on in New York, but I know it's something going on in New York. And so I'm just doing what they told me to do. I'm just telling y'all, giving y'all the names that of the people that they show me that need to be looked into or need to be added to this inheritance case, fraud case, organized crime case. I don't know if it's 3 different cases. I don't know if it's one case. I know there are multiple entities being investigated, multiple people. But I'm just doing what I'm instructed to do. And as they give me the downloads, I told y'all that I will get on here and tell y'all. It has been a little rough for me financially this month here. And we are in the month of September just because I was wrongfully locked up on false charges, and I had to bond out, so I have to pay that money back. So, you know, being on a fixed income, it's just a little rough. So if you guys are interested in donating anything to, you know, help me get, you know, out of this hole that I'm in, that these people have dug for me, our donations will be greatly appreciated. I will, you know, use it wisely. But the links, all my donation links are in the description below, as well as my links for you to purchase any of my products. Anything helps. A purchase, a donation, a like, a subscribe will even help. A share will even help. So however you would like to contribute to this channel, Dasha Speaks Truth, I'm going to continue to get on here and let y'all know what I find out right now. And I don't normally share things like this, but because they have organized more crime against me, and they have the Department of Social Services working with them, some of the money that I was getting monthly has been cut off, and I now have to figure out how I'm going to pay my light bill. So I'm working on that. So any donations will help, and I don't normally ask people for anything, but anything will help if you guys are interested in helping in any type of way, contributing in any type of way. It will help out a whole lot. Either way, I'm going to figure out what the fuck I'm going to goddamn do, and I'm not going to stress about it. But I just got on here to tell y'all about Antanesha Dallas. Like I said, she was here for, I don't remember how long she lived with Judy before she got her own place, but I know she was only in her own place for about 3-4 months before she peeled out and went back to New York. Okay. Sold all my shit without my permission. Of course, without my permission, and then lied about it. I'm calling now for her karmic justice to come. Your justice will be served. Divine justice, divine rage, divine vengeance in her family's lives. You have cursed your bloodline. You did not get away with what you did. And you will have to pay for what you did. And everyone who has come against me came against God. You all will reap what you have sown, and no mercy will be shown. But if y'all are enjoying the content, I appreciate all the subscribers so far. Continue to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys next time.